Welcome to my channel. Today, I have an incredibly interesting video that I can't wait to share with you. This is a topic that will definitely surprise you. The celebrities who voted for Donald Trump in the 2020 election. What's particularly remarkable is that these celebrities are black, and they publicly supported Donald Trump, something that's rarely discussed. They faced criticism and attacks for speaking out about this, but I believe it's time for us to approach the issue in a more balanced way. In this video, I will take you through some surprising stories about these stars who chose to stand with Trump. Will I manage to make you jaw drop with people you never expected? Let's dive in and find out. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss any future videos. Eddie Murphy. When comedy and love hit rock bottom. Have you ever thought about your favorite comedy stars and imagined they have a perfect life outside of their work? Surely anyone would think of Eddie Murphy as a legend, right? Iconic movies, roles that make us laugh out loud. But behind all those laughs, Eddie had to face a very different kind of tragedy. Eddie's love story with model Paige Butcher sounds like a dream, a comedic genius and a stunning beauty. They met in 2012, got engaged in 2018, and married in 2024. Who wouldn't dream of such a relationship? But did you know that perfection is just a facade? Behind that, there were tensions and conflicts no one could see. Paige wasn't just a beautiful woman, but also the main reason Eddie had to make tough decisions in his career. Eddie sacrificed a lot, from giving up big work opportunities to spending too much time with his family. But were those sacrifices worth it when everything started falling apart? Eddie's career wasn't what it used to be. His movies no longer garnered attention, and big contracts slowly disappeared. As a comedy legend, Eddie seemed unable to stand strong against the deep emotional wounds he had suffered. These wounds didn't just threaten his marriage, but also dragged down the career he had built. The image of a strong Eddie on stage was now replaced by a man worn out, failing to hold on to what he loved most. Have you ever felt that sometimes excessive sacrifice for love, for family, makes us lose other important things in life? Is it possible to strike a balance between love and career, between sacrifices and dreams? Share your thoughts with me. Do you think Eddie would have done things differently if he could turn back time? Let's talk and explore the lessons from Eddie Murphy's life. Donald Glover. The battle between creative career and family love. Donald Glover, also known as Childish Gambino, is not just a multi-talented star of Hollywood. He is a symbol of boundless creativity. Music, film, acting, producing. Glover's name is always associated with undeniable success. But behind the stage lights and his dazzling career, there is an unexpected tragedy. And it all stems from his complicated relationship with Michelle White, the woman who completely changed his life. Donald and Michelle's relationship is far from a typical love story. Unlike other beautiful love stories, this one is filled with countless challenges, not only from the outside but also from Donald's own heart. Since they began dating, Donald faced constant criticism from the community and his fans. They couldn't understand why a black artist, proud of his cultural heritage, would choose to be with a white woman. The judgmental looks and harsh words made Donald feel like he was stuck between two worlds, unable to fully belong to either. But the story doesn't stop at external challenges. The real story began when Donald realized that despite Michelle's love for him and their 3 children, she couldn't fully understand the burdens he was carrying. She couldn't share with him the pressures he faced from the community and from his own career. Endless arguments slowly pushed Donald to the brink of exhaustion. Every night at home became a battle with no escape, and this pressure not only threatened his creative career, but also tore apart his heart. And then, what did Donald realize? Eventually, he had to face the painful truth. The tension between family love and his career had pulled him into an inescapable cycle. A man full of creativity and passion, yet caught in a never-ending battle. between love and unavoidable pressures. Donald Glover was once a symbol of infinite creativity, but now he has become a man struggling with his own heart and mind. His career is not only threatened by stalled projects, but also by an internal conflict that seems impossible to resolve. Will his family, love, and creative career ever find harmony? Or will Donald have to sacrifice everything to protect what matters most in his life? Have you ever felt like you were caught between two difficult choices like this? Between dreams, career, and family love? Share your thoughts with me. Donald Glover's story truly makes us reflect on what we're struggling with in our own lives. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, when a superstar falls to the words of a woman. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, one of the biggest names in Hollywood, is a symbol of strength and success. Yet, behind the spotlight lies a story that few know, full of pain and tears. His relationship with Lauren Hashian, the woman he has loved since 2007, was once a beacon of hope, but it also became the greatest challenge Dwayne had to face. Let's explore his and Lauren's story. Can a beautiful love withstand all the pressures of life and work? When Lauren entered Dwayne's life after his painful divorce from Danny Garcia, their love was like a fresh breeze, bringing hope and balance to Dwayne. The couple embraced complete happiness, having two lovely daughters and getting married in 2019. However, what started beautifully gradually changed as Dwayne's career exploded, bringing along tension in their relationship. Though Lauren's love for Dwayne was unconditional, his absence in family life made her feel like a shadow standing on the sidelines. Her gentle yet bitter complaints began to echo in Dwayne's heart. This led to conflicts and cracks between them until, by 2021, exhaustion and chronic stress caused Dwayne to face serious health issues. When he realized he needed to cut back on work to take care of himself and his family, Dwayne felt helpless. Was sacrificing success to preserve family happiness truly worth it? The man admired by the world for his strength now had to confront a painful question. Could all the career achievements and success be enough to save this relationship? Does this story make you reflect? Have you ever had to face moments of sacrifice for love or work? Leave your thoughts in the comments below this video. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Dwayne will find a balance between work and family? Share your feelings with us now and join the discussion. Jordan Peele, a love tragedy that took down the master of horror. Jordan Peele, the creative genius of Hollywood and a master in the horror genre, has captivated global audiences with hit films like Get Out and Us. His career has reached undeniable heights, but what few know is that Peele's success on screen is not only reflected in his films, but also in his tumultuous personal life. In 2016, Jordan married Chelsea Peretti, a talented comedian and actress, and their life together seemed to be the picture of a perfect family. The couple welcomed their first child a year later, presenting an image of a joyful and happy family. However, behind the glamour, a silent tragedy was slowly destroying it all. Although Chelsea was a source of motivation and a wonderful partner for Jordan, as his career grew and consumed more of his time, Chelsea began to feel abandoned. Time spent with family dwindled, and her complaints, initially subtle, grew heavier with time. She felt as if she had become a shadow next to a man who was constantly consumed by his work. Jordan, known for his bold, creative ideas, now found himself trapped between work and family. He felt incapable of fulfilling both vital roles, husband and father. The mounting tension began to affect his mental health and well-being. He couldn't stop questioning his decisions, wondering whether the path he was on was truly the right one, or if it was destroying everything he held dear. These internal struggles not only affected Jordan's career, but also plunged him into self-doubt. The feeling of isolation, lack of emotional support from Chelsea, and the unrelenting pressure of his work pushed him to the brink of exhaustion. His marriage did not collapse immediately, but irreparable cracks began to form and grew larger over time. This tragedy was not just a family crisis, but also Jordan's mental breakdown. A man who once controlled every aspect of his life was now pushed to a point where his personal life was beyond his control. Love, which once served as his salvation, had now become an inseparable part of the pain he would carry for the rest of his life. What do you think about the story of Jordan Peele and Chelsea Peretti? Is success worth sacrificing the most precious things in life? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the discussion. Have you ever experienced a similar tragedy in your life? Let's share our feelings together, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for more emotional stories. Terry Crews, the tragic love story behind the smile and muscles, a battle with the shadow of porn addiction. Terry Crews, the name synonymous with bulging muscles, a radiant smile, and remarkable acting talent, has long been seen as a model of perfection in the public eye. From television screens to blockbuster movies, he has been a symbol of excellence in both his career and family life. Together with Rebecca King Crews, a talented white woman, they built an admirable family with 5 children. To the world, Terry and Rebecca's life seemed like a fairy tale where everything was perfect. Yet behind this beautiful picture lay a tragedy that even Terry himself couldn't foresee. Terry had always fought tirelessly to be the ideal man, a famous actor, a loving husband, and a devoted father. But who could have guessed that beneath his strong exterior hid a pain he couldn't share? Porn addiction, a shadow in his life, began to creep into their marriage, gradually altering everything. At first, Rebecca didn't notice the subtle changes in the husband she deeply loved. He became distant, less attentive to the family, and increasingly consumed by a dark world no one else could see. As Rebecca's sense of unease grew, she refused to give up and tried to salvage their love. However, one day, the harsh truth came to light. Rebecca discovered that Terry could no longer control his addiction to pornography. She felt betrayed, her heart shattered. But instead of walking away, Rebecca stood by Terry's side through countless therapy sessions and tear-filled conversations. Her unwavering efforts seemed futile as guilt and helplessness weighed heavier and heavier on Terry. Eventually, after months of pain and disappointment, Rebecca could no longer live in a marriage where love seemed to have vanished. She decided to leave, taking their children with her and leaving Terry to face an empty home and a void that could never be filled. Though Terry's career remained brilliant, his heart was broken, and the psychological and emotional scars of his failed marriage were irreparable. Terry Crews' story is not just a celebrity's tragedy, but also a wake-up call about the importance of love, communication, and self-control in every relationship. Can Terry overcome the shadows of his past and rediscover light in his life? Can one truly heal after losing what matters most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss together. Do you think Terry can regain everything he's lost? Jamie Foxx. Heartbroken with Katie Holmes and a bitter vow after a shattered love. Jamie Foxx, the man who once made Hollywood admire him with his extraordinary talent and captivating smile, has gone through a chapter of his life that few could have expected. Behind the bright lights of being a top-tier artist lies a tragic love story with Katie Holmes, a romance that seemed destined to last, but left Jamie with wounds that are hard to heal. Jamie and Katie's relationship began in 2013, quietly but full of hope. They kept everything private, but their public appearances hand in hand spoke volumes. A beautiful love, filled with connection. Jamie placed absolute trust in Katie, believing she would be the ideal companion for both love and life. But life is not a fairy tale, and this relationship officially ended in 2019, leaving Jamie with a broken heart and unanswered questions. Things couldn't seem worse until 2023, when Jamie faced a severe stroke, a life-or-death battle on his hospital bed. In those darkest hours, He longed for Katie's presence, a source of comfort, a word of encouragement to help him rise again. But the distance between them had grown too large, and when Jamie recovered, he realized the love had completely shattered. Katie was no longer there, and the pain of being abandoned in his most difficult moments became an indelible scar. In 2024, Jamie appeared in a special Netflix comedy where he shocked the audience with a joke. "I will never date a white woman again." Behind the laughter was a bitter truth. The statement was not just a joke, but a sigh filled with the pain, disappointment, and suffering that Jamie had endured. The love with Katie Holmes left Jamie not only with a broken heart, but also forced him to confront the most complex emotions: betrayal, loneliness, and loss. Despite being a major star in his battle with his emotions, Jamie is just a man trying to find peace after the upheavals in his life. What do you think of this story? Has Jamie Foxx found happiness after the pain he's endured? Share your thoughts and let's exchange perspectives. Kevin Hart and the heartbreaking story: a betrayed relationship, divorce, and the rebirth of a legend. Kevin Hart, a name known to anyone who loves comedy, is one of Hollywood's brightest stars. He rose from small stand-up gigs to become one of the most prominent actors of the past decade, bringing countless laughs to millions. But few know that behind his glittering career lies a life full of turbulence, challenges, failures, and the pain of betrayal in love. Have you ever thought that a famous comedy star could go through such dark, heartbreaking moments? Kevin and Tori Hart's relationship began in 2003, a beautiful and sweet love story that seemed unbreakable. They built a happy family, had 3 children, and weathered many storms together. But, like any other love story, when Kevin's career reached its peak in 2009, a new woman appeared and changed everything. A seductive, captivating model caught Kevin's attention, and he couldn't take his eyes off her. As Kevin's career soared, he couldn't resist the allure of this model. Their secret meetings became increasingly sneaky and quickly developed into an affair. While Tori continued to support Kevin, he was drawn into a new, exciting, and romantic world that he couldn't resist. Have you ever imagined standing between a choice of stability and the thrill of something new? Kevin's affair was exposed in 2011, and that was when everything began to crumble. Tori, the wife who had been by his side through thick and thin, could no longer bear the betrayal. She decided to file for divorce, marking the end of what seemed like an unshakable marriage. This was a shock not only to Kevin, but also to his fans. A rising star suddenly fell into the depths of betrayal and loss. Can you imagine someone who is always on stage, loved by millions, suddenly finding themselves in a state of loneliness and emptiness? This affair didn't just destroy Kevin's marriage, it also deeply impacted his career. From a beloved comedian, he had to face a fierce public backlash. His career wobbled, and the image he had built in the eyes of the public was tarnished. The constant criticism and scrutiny made him feel like he was losing everything. Surely you would feel a deep sense of sympathy when you see someone who once stood at the top suddenly fall into the darkness of life, right? So, was Kevin Hart's affair really the beginning of his downfall? Or was it just a small stumble in his life? The betrayal brought serious consequences, but could it become the motivation for him to rise stronger? What do you think about how Kevin faced the difficulties and crises in his life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe that mistakes from the past can serve as a springboard to rebirth and rise stronger? Or will a betrayal always remain an indelible scar in one's heart? Leave your opinions and join us in exploring inspiring stories about Hollywood stars. Serena Williams. From tennis icon to the struggles in her marriage, Serena Williams, a name synonymous with power, talent, and legendary victories on the tennis court. She is not only a sports legend, but also a symbol of strength and resilience. Yet behind the spotlight, there is a tragic and ongoing battle, not against opponents on the court, but within her own marital life. This struggle has forced even Serena, who was once unbeatable, to face emotional storms that were hard to overcome. In 2015, Serena met Alexis Ohanian, the co-founder of Reddit, and just 2 years later, they had a sweet wedding and welcomed their daughter, Olympia. Everything seemed perfect, a testament to a beautiful love story. But as Serena prepared to enter the peak phase of her career, her married life began to face unforeseen storms. After giving birth to Olympia, Serena's life was no longer simple. Serious medical complications and successive surgeries drained her strength. And while Serena fought relentlessly with her physical challenges, her marriage faced another crisis: differences in lifestyle views and expectations from both sides. Alexis, though a loving husband, could not meet the emotional needs Serena required. She felt isolated, alone in what should have been a warm and loving family environment. Serena, once the embodiment of strength on the tennis court, now faced a different battle. Not against opponents, but against the turmoil in her own marriage. Emotional tension and constant exhaustion caused her to lose her composure, becoming a woman in pain and feeling lost. While Alexis's career advanced, Serena found herself falling behind. No longer the warrior Serena we once knew. The once fairy tale marriage between Serena and Alexis now stands as a tense, painful battle. But will Serena find her way back? Can love and career recover after such a profound shock? Her story makes us reflect on the darker sides behind the glittering lives of stars. So, what do you think about the challenges Serena faces in her marriage? Can love and career coexist, or do we sometimes have to pay the price for everything? Leave your thoughts in the comments and share your perspective on the pressures celebrities face in their private lives. We'd love to hear your views. Wesley Snipes and Jennifer Lopez, a broken relationship, a career slowly fading away. When you mention Wesley Snipes, one can't help but think of the image of a legendary action star from Hollywood's 90s, with his strength, talent, and iconic roles. However, few realize that his relationship with Jennifer Lopez, the rising star at the time, planted the seeds for the irreversible collapse of his career and personal life. It all began in the early 90s, when Wesley and Jennifer, the Hollywood power couple, not only attracted all eyes but also had the public admiring them. However, behind the glamour of this relationship lay simmering tensions, pains that were never voiced. Jennifer, with her rapid rise in her career, quickly became the center of attention. No longer the quiet girlfriend, she was now conquering the world. And this change made Wesley gradually feel overshadowed, as if his own shadow was no longer big enough to shine. Each time they appeared, the public turned to Jennifer, talented, beautiful, and prominent. As for Wesley, slowly he felt like an outsider, a ghost in his own relationship. The endless arguments, the lack of empathy, and Jennifer's increasingly powerful presence made things between them grow more and more strained. What once seemed like a perfect relationship now became a painful battle. And when it ended, it wasn't just a breakup between two people who once loved each other. It was the collapse of a major star. Wesley stopped receiving big opportunities, and his career slowly faded away while Jennifer continued to rise, becoming an undeniable icon of Hollywood. From a shining star, Wesley Snipes now struggles with failure, loneliness, and the feeling of being left behind. His career was nearly buried under the breakdown of a relationship that once made him happy. But can Wesley find the light for himself again? Can he overcome the shadows of the past and restore his career? Stay tuned for this tragic and surprising story. Don't forget to subscribe to continue following these dramatic and emotional Hollywood tales. You won't want to miss a thing. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. A glamorous marriage, never-ending tragedy. Kanye West, a legendary music icon and a man often surrounded by controversy, had a marriage that seemed like a dream to many. In 2014, he married Kim Kardashian, the powerful reality TV star, creating one of Hollywood's most influential couples. Together, they had 4 children, built a media empire, and lived in the spotlight of fame. But behind the perfect images on social media, there was an unexpected tragedy no one could have predicted. Since 2012, Kanye had praised Kim, calling her his muse, but their relationship was far from as simple as it appeared. When Kanye made the shocking decision to run for president of the United States in 2020, everything started to reveal cracks. His erratic behavior, shocking statements, like Kim wanting to abort their first child and the Kardashian family locking him up, not only turned Kanye into a target for criticism, but also raised the question, did Kim truly understand him? Though Kim tried to shield Kanye from the media storm, she herself was criticized for pushing him toward his downfall. Their relationship was not just about love, but a continuous battle between pressure, isolation, and the storms of public opinion. Kim filed for divorce in February 2021, ending their 7-year marriage. But was that the true end? After the divorce, Kanye faced a collapse of both his mental and professional life. Once a successful man, he now found himself lost in his own life. The years of glory, the long quiet nights, the unanswered questions. All of these turned a musical genius into a wounded soul, sinking into a sea of pain. What lies behind the spotlight of fame? Can love survive in a world full of temptation and glamour? Join us in exploring the unexpected journey and the deep scars Kanye West had to face. Do you feel empathy for this story? Share your thoughts and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to discover untold stories. Ice-T and Coco Austin, the hip-hop legend. Drowned in the tragedy of love, Ice-T, the legendary hip-hop icon, conquered the music industry with his powerful rap style and unforgettable hits. But behind his massive success lies a painful and unexpected love story. In 2002, Ice-T met Nicole "Coco" Austin, a beautiful and alluring model who became his wife and brought a new chapter of happiness into his life. Together, they built the image of an ideal family and welcomed their daughter in 2015. But was everything as perfect as it seemed? Despite their age difference and the public's curious stares, their love was admired by many. However, the biggest tragedy didn't come from the pressures of society, but from the woman Ice-T loved most. A shocking incident in 2013 changed everything. Coco was caught taking provocative photos with another rapper. The rumors and criticism immediately tore apart everything they had built. Ice-T, who always prioritized family, now had to face the betrayal he never saw coming. The deep sense of disappointment left him unable to bear appearing in public, where people focused on questions about his wife's loyalty. Was their love strong enough to overcome this tragedy, or would it ultimately be left with wounds too deep to heal? But the surprising twist was that Coco didn't give up. She publicly apologized and did everything in her power to salvage their marriage. Ice-T, despite the pain, gave her a second chance. But the question remains, is a second chance enough to heal the scars left by this scandal? Is this a love story that can recover from betrayal? Can a man once seen as a symbol of strength regain his faith in love? We want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe in forgiveness and love? Share your opinions in the comments and don't forget to hit subscribe to not miss out on more emotional and surprising stories. Dave Chappelle and Elaine Mendoza. A marriage full of tragedy and soul-wrenching struggles. Let's explore a love story that shook the entertainment world but is shrouded in sorrow and pain that few truly understand. Dave Chappelle, the legendary comedian, seemed to have a perfect life with his wife, Elaine Mendoza, and their 3 children. However, behind the brilliance of his top-notch performances lies a deep emotional tragedy that only they fully comprehend. The relationship between Dave and Elaine, once filled with love in the early days, gradually became threatened by an increasing sense of loneliness. Though Elaine was always there, supporting him unconditionally, Dave faced an unexplainable loneliness and pressure. The public adored him, but he felt alienated in his own home. Elaine couldn't fully grasp the psychological battles Dave was going through, and their relationship began to show cracks that couldn't easily be healed. The shocking decision Dave made to walk away from Chappelle's show in 2005 marked a turning point not just in his career, but in a family life teetering on the edge of collapse. Rumors about his mental health caused widespread concern. Meanwhile, Elaine couldn't fully understand the reasons behind this bewildering choice. You may have wondered, too, how could such a successful, famous person crumble under what seems like the ordinary struggles of life? As life became overwhelming, Dave chose to completely step away from the spotlight. However, this silence and isolation only deepened the tragedy he was living. The marriage between Dave and Elaine was not only the crumbling of love, but also the fracture of two hearts filled with pain. Can the love between Dave and Elaine overcome it all, or is this a battle that can't be won? Share your thoughts on this challenging marriage. Have you ever faced difficult decisions in love? Share your story and join us as we explore emotional moments. Don't forget to leave a comment and hit the subscribe button to never miss out on more captivating stories. Thank you all for taking the time to watch today's video. I hope that the stories and information about the celebrities who voted for Donald Trump in the 2020 election have surprised you and given you a fresh perspective on this topic. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exciting videos in the future. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in more engaging discussions ahead.